It's Cranky Coworkers Day, October the 27th. If you didn't know, it's actually an international day of acknowledging those cranky co-workers and maybe even starting to deal with them. So our workplaces are pretty hard to navigate at the best of times, and there can often be one or more people who are considered to be the cranky people. And it's not that they're having a bad day or a bad week, it's that there's a pattern of behaviour that's showing up that is beyond the squeaky wheel and much more aligned to the person simply being negative, a downer, dragging people down, never having anything positive to say, critical of other people, constantly. That's often a flag that there's something not quite right with that person. So how do you handle that negativity and maintain your professionalism and your dignity? I suggest starting from a position of acknowledging that whatever's going on, it's not actually personally focused on you. Even if you have been caught up in the mire of what that person is saying, it's not about you, it's about what's happening with that person. Something going on inside of them, with them, work circumstances, whatever. Could be many, many things. So once you're comfortable with it not being about you, then stop and think about the person. Is this their pattern? Are they always cranky? Or is this a change that you're noticing today or this week? Once you understand that, then move on to the next step. Try not to criticize back, because that will absolutely inflame the situation. Also think about where you are with their crankiness. So sometimes if someone's cranky, they look to try to get other people to be a part of their crew, and this negativity builds on it, and there's this sort of the sense that nothing's ever right, it's not good enough, it's always going to be a put down, and that can create a larger ripple effect. So think about that. Is the person acting on their own, or are they acting as part of a group? Because that will also help you understand where things are at with that cranky person. The next thing I'm going to suggest to you is tackle it. So if you notice the person is cranky, they're not listening, they're debating, they may be name calling or simply stonewalling. Notice what they're doing and say something to them along the lines of, "Hey, Catherine, I noticed that you seem to be a little bit discombobulated today, or you're out of sorts. Is everything okay with you?" I use the word discombobulated because it's sort of a lightness to it, but it also flags that things aren't necessarily great, but it's not an inflammatory word. So think about the kinds of words that you could use which are gentler yet still tell the story. The person might go, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." And you might go, "Oh, okay, it's just that I've noticed that you seem to be quite upset about," and then name the scenarios that have been on your radar. "And I'm wondering if I can help you in any way." Another thing that you can do is that if someone's cranky and then they start avoiding you, you can also ask them, "Have I done something to offend you?" Again, you're flagging a change in the relationship and the behaviour, and you are letting that person know you've seen it, you've noticed it, and you've noticed it enough to talk about it. And often what that can do is really put the person in a place where they have to reflect on their behaviour, because they may not be meaning to come across that way, and yet they are. Now, they of course could become defensive. They could become critical and they go, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's not me, it's you. You're always like this." If you get a response like that from your cranky person, listen. Suspend judgment. Try not to have any solutions in your mind. Simply listen. And then ask them, is there anything else? What else is coming to mind for you? What else? Until they run out of puff. You've probably heard me talking about running out of puff. When people feel that they aren't being listened to, they really just want you to sit back and give them the space to get it out. Once it's out, then you can tackle it. But I suggest don't go in and being defensive and go, I didn't say that, it wasn't like that, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Because basically you're bouncing that stress back at them, and then they're going to come back at you or not, and they might become passive aggressive. Who knows how they're going to be, but it isn't a very useful way of dealing with it. Once they've got it out, go, oh, okay, and then summarise. So it sounds like the day that ... happened, and then you just sort of summarise everything that they've said and goes, have I got that right? Again, questioning with care and kindness, because it'll take the person out of their heated seat. And they might go, yeah, but there was that, and let it come out. Okay, so on top of, and then summarise again, you also think this, okay, and then think about how you want to respond. And you might notice a thread in what they're saying or how they're behaving that you could say, well, it sounds like there is a, and name it. It could be a breakdown in process, there could be a communication issue, there could be an opportunity for change to occur. If you think that they've got a really good point, you could ask them questions like, have you chatted to? What's so-and-so saying? And just really have an open conversation with them about what's going on and try to seek to understand. Now, of course, if the person is always cranky and there's no conversation to be had, you've tried it multiple times and you still get the same, then a different conversation could be had. And you could say, look, we've talked about this kind of thing before, but I'm noticing that you're still not, you just don't seem to be happy, or you don't seem to be comfortable with what's going on. What am I missing here? Because I'm worried about the impact that this is having on you. It's a brave conversation to have, and hard if you're not comfortable with holding the space. Yet it can be a really fruitful way of helping that cranky person come to terms with what's going on for them. Now, of course, there might be something else going on in life. There might be some stresses outside of work that's impacting their behaviour, and they're really tough. That's when you suggest that they go and talk to somebody. So if your organisation offers EAP, which is employee assistance programs, where you can dial into, have a counselling session which is confidential, suggest they have a chat with someone, or ask if they've got anybody from outside of their work circle and home circle in a professional space that they could talk to, and maybe suggest that. Of course, keep the nature of any of these conversations really confidential. It's nobody's business. If that person has divulged anything private, keep it to yourself, because they're obviously going through a tough time, and now's not the time for you to be spreading the word. In fact, it's never the right time to be spreading the word about a person. It's you break trust, you break confidence, and it's simply just not fair. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful on International Cranky Coworkers Day. I hope you find an opportunity to help any of your cranky co-workers get through whatever it is that they're going through. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.